Hey, what's up everyone, it's me Jordan and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my impressions and thoughts on the Battlefield 1 single player gameplay reveal that happened last night on TwitchCon about 9 PM last night. Basically from 9 o'clock to about half past 9 for about 30 minutes they showed off some of the gameplay and cutscenes from the Battlefield 1 single player. There was an interview with Eric Holmes, who is kind of the head of the team at DICE who are working on the single player. And he gave us some things to expect in the single player and what is going to happen in the single player. And afterwards he showed us two bits of single player. They showed us about a 4-minute cutscene of the opening to one of the war stories, and they showed us about a 12-minute gameplay, which is actually the opening of the single player. So when you first start playing the single player, this will be the first bit of gameplay you will experience when you play. My impressions so far is pretty strong, to be honest. I'm really excited to play the single player. I don't think I've actually been this excited to play a Battlefield campaign for this length of time. I think Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 were very lacking in character development and storytelling. I think, to be honest, for the past, probably since at least Battlefield 3, the single player has just kind of been a add-on to just check a box kind of thing. Bad Company 2 had a decent enough single player, and the first Bad Company as well. The characters were actually likable, and you kind of had a bit of respect and hope for them. But hopefully in Battlefield 1 that can kind of fix that, because obviously this is a World War I game. And none of the, except for the Lawrence of Arabia story, all of the other stories are fictional, but they're like based in reality, grounded in reality, like, if you know what I'm saying. So my impressions of the gameplay, 12-minute gameplay that they showed, the game was intense. Like, it was fairly brutal, it was emotional, it was kind of a whole accurate representation of how the First World War in No Man's Land was. I mean, it's basically you're playing from soldier to soldier as each of them that you play just dies, and then you see like their name pop up and their date of birth, or their year of birth and their year of death, 1918. And it just kept switching from soldier to soldier. You just kept dying and it just kept switching. It was like so many men just died. I think it was a real roller coaster of emotions you went on, when it was just like you were kind of in a battle and you just died, and then you just go into another one and you die again. You know, it was fairly, I think it was a very good idea to put this part of the game in. Also, I have to say the graphics in this game are absolutely amazing. As far as I can tell from what we're seeing on the screen, this is being played on Xbox One, when you see like the buttons appear on screen. But unless that's just an Xbox One controller into a PC, I'm not sure. But the graphics, yeah, are very good and very impressive. Eric Holmes, who was being interviewed while this was being revealed, or just after it was being revealed really, he said that you can play whichever war story in whichever order you wish to. So I think they're all going to be unlocked to start with. You can choose which one you want to start with, and if you get bored of one halfway through and then just want to go to a different one, then you can do that. So they've kind of given you an optional choice. It's not like you have to play this war story first and then you can play the next one. So if you're really like most excited to play one particular war story, you can just dive right into that one. So if you're really excited to play the Arabian Rebel in the Lawrence of Arabia story we're going to get, then you can do that straight away. So I think that's cool. Also, I'm just going to quickly talk about my expectations and hopes for the single player. By the way, if you haven't checked out the single player trailer, go do it. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out. And I'll also leave in the 4-minute cutscene opening for Through Mud and Blood, where you'll play as Danny Edwards, a new volunteer who joins up with a tank crew. Finally, I'm going to talk about my expectations and hopes for the single player. Now, there are 5 war stories, and an average single player campaign for first-person shooters is about 7 to 8 hours. Hopefully BF1 could be a bit longer than that, so I'm kind of hoping that each war story will at least be about 2.5 hours long minimum. But I mean, if it's just 2 hours each, as long as the characters are easy to just be emotionally attached to, then it'll be good, I'm sure. Hopefully BF1 can do good. I really am hoping that BF1 does do a good job with the single player, because it's a huge opportunity, and if it's not done right, then it's a massive letdown. And I'm just about as excited for the single player as I am for the multiplayer. Anyway, guys, leave comments on your thoughts on the single player. What are you looking forward to most in the single player? Or if you're not going to play it, or you are going to play it, let me know. Thank you for watching. and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care of yourselves.